When I take a big profit, 80% of the profit has to go home because I need to have that emotionally to say, okay, I won. It was on high limit machine. Minimum bet was $4, but I was playing 10. I had like 4 times $20. So I put like first fanny, 2 bets, nothing, a second fanny. So that's the third spin after putting my money. I got a bonus and I got grand $56,000.
Dee is a corporate supply chain manager who brings her analytical skills to the casino by tracking every single dollar she spends on slots. She's a true gambler, and her content features big reactions to the wins as well as the losses. Today, Dee shares her best gambling tips, her biggest win stories, and what it's like being a slots YouTuber living in Las Vegas. So let's get started. Dee, welcome to the show. It's so great to have you on. We so appreciate you spending the time with us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, I have heard a lot about your podcast, and I'm looking forward to talk a little bit with you guys.
I wanted to start because I've watched your content and I filtered your videos by the most popular long form videos. And for people watching, they should go to your channel and do the exact same thing because you have some of the most fun sessions that have really blown up. Like we're talking like the biggest one's almost 500,000 views, and they are so fun, and they're like a journey, and they're long form. And the Huff and Puff video that's in the #1 spot is so much fun, and it's like a dream bonus, like a dream session saving bonus. So I wanted to just ask you about that video. What's your relationship like with the game Huff and Puff, and how much fun was it to have a session like that and a bonus like that, and to capture it, and to have the success that you've had with that video?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So, yeah, Wolfie is my first love. Well, I don't know about first, but like one of my biggest loves in casino. I call him Wolfie. It's a machine, obviously, with that story with Wolfie and Piggies. So I call him Wolfie, and it was really cool because so many others start calling him Wolfie. So it's like, oh, that's cool. It works. But I honestly felt, and I still have that feeling. Well, obviously, feeling is leaving me now more and more, but like I still have it a little bit of that feeling that I can sort of control that machine. Not control like to know when it's going to hit, but like if you have enough bankroll and you're just persistent, more often than not, you're going to get your money back. And one of the sessions that you are talking about, I was really persistent. I think it was a celebration of, I believe, 11,000 subscribers at the time, and I took like $2,000 with me in casino, and like, okay, let's play a little bit higher bet. So I was playing $10, $9, nothing. Nothing, like nothing hit, like nothing, like zero, like oh my god, and it was frustrating. So I visited ATM and I pulled additional money, and guess what? I won big. It was uh, all mansions, and it wasn't mansion feature. It was actually like regular feature, but it was hats for dropping so much that actually I had all 30 mansions, and I got all my money back plus 1,500 extra. And I was screaming, like because it was full of emotions. And most of my videos are full of emotions. I kind of have like a sort of like a relationship with every machine that I'm playing. Like with General Tso. Lately, General Tso is my love. Then I, like Golden Century, I call him Hank, and I kind of like that's not just for the show, it's not for the just for the camera, that's what I do really in real life. Like when I gamble on my own, I have that, like I have the talk, I play and I talk with machine.
I could feel the excitement as a viewer, and I'm sure it's why these videos are so popular, but it's also the lead up, right? Like it was such a good payoff because you were really persistent, and things like the machine wasn't super nice to you leading up to that, but watching it hit like 13, I think 13 re-triggers,
Yeah, it
full.
was like,
It
yeah,
was
full.
crazy. Full
And
screen
I
of
was
mansions,
screaming
30
each time.
mansions.
I was screaming each time with those triggers because it was like so emotionally tense because I was invested financially and also emotionally. Imagine like I'm celebrating 11,000 subs and it's just nothing is happening. I invested much more money than usual and it's just like nothing is happening. There is nothing to show. So it was, uh, like everything was emotionally tense. And then that spin and that bonus that actually gave me money back and then some, which is the favorite thing ever. That was, like all that emotions just exploded. So I was during that because bonus lasts a little bit longer, like retriggering and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was screaming during that whole, all the way during that bonus. So that was, my videos are pretty emotional because I never understood that, like play well, if we are playing poker, I understand like no emotions, right? We're supposed to be, by the way, I do not know how to play poker, but but I do understand that you need to have a poker face. But for everything else, I feel that fun is coming from all these emotions. We don't go to, well, at least I don't, and I don't know if other people do, but we can't get rich from casino, right? So we are going there from, yes, it would be nice if you win some money, but mostly it's just that thrill and excitement and that emotions that kind of takes you while you're playing. So yeah, each time I enjoy 100%.
Maybe especially with Huff and even more Puff, the bonuses don't always deliver. And so when at that time to see that bonus build for so long, and yeah, it was so cool. And the win was like over $4,000, right? It was pretty big.
I was about 45. That's how I calculated it each time, and it's 30. I think that the max, if you don't get like obviously progressives like major or grand or something like that, which is just standard. Like when you have 30 of them, I think it's 300x. That's how much you're, like I watch how the others, and
Okay.
that's about max that people get 300x, which is obviously crazy big,
Yeah.
right? No, sorry, 500. No, I was wrong. 500, 500. And then with the one screen, where it's 15 of them in previous version, it was just 15 on them. That was about 300x.
So 500x on a $9 bet.
Yeah, that's 45. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
huge.
I landed it there. Yeah.
Yeah, and lucky that it happened. Like you were saying, you were betting a little higher than you were at the time normally.
Yeah, it's all luck. I mean, it's timing and luck. I think that everyone who plays slots knows it's only like it often feels like, oh my God, I'm so unlucky, whatever, like, but it's timing. It's literally timing. So now you can say that it is luck that you sit there at the right moment, right? So that is sort of luck, but it's not like that you would know that that happens. And I often end up in those situations that I'm as a person, I'm persistent.
Hmm.
So I often end up in those situations like, okay, I want my money back, like almost trying to beat machine, which I don't think it's good. That's definitely not something that I recommend. I think that that's like that is all, like 90% or 80% of the time it will end up with failure, and failure will be significant because you're investing in a lot of money. So every now and then it pays off, and when it pays off, it's the best feeling ever.
It,
But it's rare.
yeah, I mean, I think having a limit is good because I feel like I've been talking to more and more people about that exact thing, where you get into this personal battle with the machine. Like the more you lose, the more invested you are, and the more it's a psychological thing where you think
It's
you're
like emotionally invested, right?
yeah
It's not just money anymore.
yeah
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna do this, and it's great when it works out, but let's be honest, it doesn't always work out.
So the thing is, I'm hooked on competition. My whole life, that's how I am. Like whatever I do, I kind of compete. If there is nobody to compete with, I compete with myself yesterday. You know what I mean? Like that's something that drives me. And then when you translate that in playing slots, is basically I'm trying to beat the slot, which is of course insanity. You cannot do that. People at home, do not try. But it's every now and then it just kind of comes out that way, and obviously it hurts. Most of the time it hurts my bankroll. It hurts my budget significantly, so like I suffer for the next few sessions and episodes, and like I have to reshuffle things in my life, and so definitely not good. Yeah.
I think we can all relate to that. This video is your most viewed video on YouTube, but is it your biggest or most memorable session or win, or do you have any other? I know you've got several other really exciting sessions that also have like 2, 3, 400,000 views. Are there any other stories you can tell us of particularly memorable sessions or big wins?
So I would say the most favorable session for me was when I was playing Autumn Moon Dragon Link machine at Pons. I was playing like standard $5 bet. So there was no me going crazy with higher bet. Like I was playing 1 hour and 30 minutes, like hour and a half, same machine. I got major. It was high limit, by the way. So I got not major, I think a minor. A minor was $500. So I ended up, I don't know how many bonuses. Like I swear, like it was probably 20, 30, 50. I don't know how many, but it was insane. Like how many bonuses that machine gave me. It was just like no reason to leave because you skip, and then I print a ticket and I put more money and machine just keep giving money to me. And instead of increasing the bets, but I was so like, oh my God, kept playing. So that video, and I got 5 moons.
Okay.
And because I got 5 moons, thumbnail was perfect. And so many people watched that video. And I think that's one of the most I don't know if it's after Huffin, probably after, if
Yeah, I
you
think it
find
is.
Huffin even more pop, the highest views. I think that the next one will be those 5 moons. And oh my God, it was just hour and a half of pure joy. It's just beautiful, bonus after bonus. I ended up the session with, I think, 1,500 or 2,000 or something like that, which is kind of ahead, which is kind of insane when you're playing $5.
Yeah, for 90 minutes.
Day after, I really, really remember that a lot, because day after, like as soon as I left the machine, I started thinking, oh my God, why didn't I increase the bets? That was
Wow.
so crazy. Why didn't I? So tomorrow I came back at the same time. I don't know if you're aware of that. There's a myth or whatever,
Yeah.
legend. I don't know that, like, if you at the same time, if you come back, odds are there is a little bit of more odds if machine is going to play the same. So I came the same time next day. So first day was Friday, the second day was Saturday, and it was in the middle of the day. And I came back, but I started playing 1250, which is at the time, and even today, pretty high bet for me. So first, I think 10 spins or 15 spins, I got jackpot at the time was 100. I got 3 jackpots. So machine was absolutely hot. So I kept playing on 1250, and I ended up the session with from machine I got 6,000
Wow.
machine. I was up, and then at the same time, I got the notification that I won on the slots tournament. It was happening in Palms that weekend, and I won fourth place. It was $15,000. So like during the session, like I'm super excited because like, oh my God, so much money. And then suddenly I see my like this says congratulations or whatever, and free play 15,000. So I
Wow.
read while I was recording. So that was like, that's just that session is basically over 20,000, which is like, what?
That's crazy. Is the reason that you were back at the casino because you ran so good the day before and decided to try again at a higher bet? So that
I
original
decided
lucky
to try
session kind of
because it
paid
was,
off.
yeah, it was it bothered me that like why I didn't play the higher bet, because it's. And also I went back to casino just because I was waiting for results of that slot tournament. I knew that I did
Oh,
good.
okay.
I couldn't wait at home, so I had to go. I live in Vegas, so that's not a problem. And yeah, everything worked. Like it was beautiful. Yeah.
Is that your biggest winning day at the casino?
No, my biggest win happened last year, one day after Thanksgiving. I was playing free play, not recording. And then I had $100 of my money, and I played piggy banking ranking. That's kind of like those three different color piggies.
Yeah.
It was on high limit machine. Minimum bet was $4, but I was playing 10. And I put like I had like 4 times $20. So I put like first 20, two bets, nothing, second 20, So that's the third spin after putting my money. I got a bonus and I got grand $56,000.
No kidding. Wow. Hey, everybody. If you're watching this, chances are pretty good that you like slots influencers. But did you know that SlotsFan has live influencer rankings where we track close to 400 slots YouTube channels? 4 channels have already cracked the 1 million subscriber mark, and there are new channels being added every week. Follow the link in the description or go to slotsfan.com and click the rankings button in the toolbar to check it out. Look for in-depth profiles on your favorite channels and scroll through the rankings to find new channels you've probably never even heard of. We also want your help. If there's a channel you watch that isn't on the list, drop us a comment on this video so we can add them to the rankings. Thanks so much, and now back to the show.
And then I didn't record that, but then I kind of left on the camera. I started crying in front of the camera. I was like super emotional. It was crazy. But yeah, that's definitely my biggest spin. I remember I put money into and I was so in fear that I will spend all this money. Like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. It's like really a lot of money. So they cut a check for me, and immediately I called my husband, and like he was not in town. And I said, like, don't worry, I'm not going around with cash. So I had a check. And then day after, I just went to the bank and I put money directly into like bank account, and then after that into my mortgage. Just like, okay, like nothing happened.
Well, that's pretty amazing, though. You're saying a $10 bet, 56,000.
Because it was grand, and it wasn't even full screen. It was a little bit less than full screen, but it landed on grand.
That's crazy. That's such a big multiplier.
Like maybe a week or two at a floor. It was kind of like a new machine, and the casino was Aliante, and they are not used to that big, wins. So like everyone was coming,
No kidding.
like all these plays, like, oh my God. It's like, okay, it was about time. Because during the year I spent so much. Obviously I am so much down. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but one of the main things regarding my channel is transparency. Like I keep telling people, you cannot, there's just no way to win casino. I have a lot of videos, so much more than I want to, that I'm losing money.
Yeah.
At the end of every video, there's a Excel spreadsheet where we are tracking what is how much I won or lost, like for that session and also for the whole year. So right now, if you watch any video right now, at the end of the video, it will be statement for since I started a channel, 2023, 2024, 2025 is the only year that I'm $5,000 up for the year just because
That's
of that.
Incredible.
But just because of that brand that happened like November
That's
something.
What it takes. That's what it takes to be even.
I'm 50. But like it was big grand. Get a grand and a high limits machine. That's really like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really hard. Right now I'm down like, I don't know, like 15, 20,000, something like that. And I'm talking only money that I'm down while recording. Because I am a gambler, right? So I do things outside of the camera too, and like those losses are like disasters. So yeah.
So you love gambling, it sounds like.
Yeah, I love gambling. I love slot machines and gambling. Like, yeah, I love. But like the more often I go to casino, the more often like it kind of pushes me to go more, right? So that's why I'm trying now, like starting this week, we are going to change the format a little bit. There was a lot of going on in my life, so I need to kind of slow down, not just because of money, but like I'm time invested a lot.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of, I don't know, maybe you can tell me, but I don't know, is it fair to say that I'm one of the rare people with slot channels usually do not work. Usually that's their job, right?
I think you'd be surprised how many slot influencers actually have a day job still and wouldn't be able to support the channel or themselves based on just the slot channel. I think there's a bit of a misconception that slot channels are more profitable than they are generally. Certainly they can be. And I also think some people who are doing it maybe are independently wealthy, and that's one of the reasons that they gamble the way that they do and that they can have a channel. But I think it's more common than people might think for people to work still.
Yeah. So I have full-time job. Lucky enough that I'm working from home, but I have full-time job, supply chain manager, and I'm lucky that I'm earning enough. But the thing is, recording that many sessions, even though I live in Vegas, so you will think like it's easy, but like after work, I'm so dead.
Yeah.
And then to add, like video editing and like I would say money investment, it was huge, but then time investment is also like time commitment, if you will, like it's huge. So I decided to a little bit slow down just so I can catch a break. Especially I had some health scare at the end of the last year. I was talking about it on a channel just like a few days ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely things need to. I think that gambling is fantastic way to have fun. Every slot channel can be profitable if you are not a gambler. For example, my husband would be very. My husband is not a gambler. He would be really very profitable with the channel because he doesn't have that. Like he doesn't care if machine gives him money or not. Like it just doesn't pull him in, right? Like he has like strict rules, how much like he wants to put in, and that's it. And he's very. But I don't know how much of the interest would people have to watch him because he doesn't have any emotions, right?
This is the
Because
thing, right? That's why you're
yeah,
successful, is because you love it and you have fun doing it, and people can experience that through watching you do it. So
yes,
all the most
yes, I
successful
think
people
that's
are
it.
real
So
gamblers.
yeah, yeah. I believe with all these emotions, I bring excitement, and but at the same time, that's probably how I cannot be like I'm with the channel year 3 right now, about 30,000 subscribers, and channel is not well. Last year was profitable, but it was just because of that grant,
Hmm.
right? So like last year was, but I it's you cannot expect every year to have to hit the grant, right?
Yeah.
And like especially when you put like in perspective how much you need to pay in taxes and all the stuff. So I think that this is great for someone who wants to have fun and who is not crazy gambler. If you are a gambler and you're listening right now, I'm joking. No, I'm not going to say.
No, no, it's true though. I mean, like, well, it's kind of it's like a catch 22, because it's the people who really love it are the ones that are going to want to do it. And I don't think someone who didn't really love doing it would ever be able to last for any amount of time doing this. It's way too much work. You still have emotional ups and downs. It's impossible not to feel the pressure of what you're doing, I think. So it's, yeah, it's not easy. I think people don't know how much work goes into any YouTube channel, and Slots YouTube channels are special because of the financial cost of making content and the emotional kind of roller coaster of doing it, I think.
Yeah, and it's a content, this type of content, like I compare it like, preparing news. So if, like if people are watching you, they're watching whatever certain, let's say CNN or Fox News or whatever they're watching every day those news. So if they skip the news one day, they never go back to check the news from yesterday.
Yeah.
They just watch new sessions and new episodes, and I feel like that's happening, like because almost every or so many of influencers are posting new videos every day. So basically, why would you go back and check what D or someone else had yesterday? Even people who are very much washed, why would you go and watch whatever they did yesterday or the day before? You're not. You're just going to feed yourself with news or like new sessions that came out today, which makes really hard for channels to survive, because basically you're competing to outrun that other, like that your machines outrun or beat the machines of that other guy.
Hmm.
So watch your session. The only sections that are washed even after, like day 5 or day 10 or whatever, are the sessions where you want something big.
Yeah,
And
where
I can
something's, or a trend goes viral
most
or
of the people,
trends.
yeah, but most of the people would not watch the whole session in that case, because those are people who are just going to forward to see, like fast forward to so they can see actually that big win. It's kind of like, and yes, there's a lot of work. There is a lot of, even though video editing, like I kind of try to record everything into one piece, so I don't have to do a lot of video editing. But still, some, like, you need to cut the face from that one or whatever
Yeah.
someone said something that you don't want to, So there is a work, and honestly, even a video that is like whole video, you need to kind of figure it out the title of the video. I need to figure out thumbnail. um, I put like, because that's the extra thing that I'm doing in comparison with others, that statistics at the end. So I had to put those numbers in a spreadsheet and then like that spreadsheet into the video editor and stuff like that. So there is a lot of work involved, and very often I ask myself, why the heck am I doing it, like, well, I don't know. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I don't know if I'm stubborn and I don't want to give up.
You said you were competitive. YouTube, you get into this competition because it's all numbers and scores and stuff, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Probably I think that I'm stubborn to admit myself, okay, I tried. This is not what I thought, like, and that's it. It's hard. And like when I answer I reply to every comment. Like
Yeah.
I even go back, and when I reply to the comment and people reply back to me, I reply again. And like, for example, that video on Monday, it had like over 500 comments. I reply to each one of them. So I am emotionally invested with people. Like I feel like I already know those people. Those people are with me. Most of the people that are watching my channel, they're watching it, like they have been watching for 3 years, and I talk with them all the time. So I guess it feels like if I stop the channel, it feels like I'm going to lose all those friends. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like it's kind of
totally.
losing some. They became part of my world. So it's yeah. I think that's why I decided just to kind of restructure rather than pausing everything, rather than closing the channel.
Yeah, I mean, I do think pausing a channel is risky because you can fall out of the algorithm on YouTube pretty quickly, and it's hard to get back to where you were. But it's also, I think, an opportunity. Like you mentioned, you're going to post content that is just like just talking stuff, and I think we're seeing a lot of influencers who are getting a lot of success, not just with straight gambling content, but by putting themselves onto their channels more and sharing more about themselves. And, it sounds like you have a community of people that, are there for you as well and to connect with you. So that's a lot cheaper to do talking content, and maybe is a nice break and also an opportunity, I think.
We'll see. I like to talk a lot. Like I'm a talker. I talk a lot. Even with when I'm recording gambling, there's so many. At the beginning, there were people like, oh my God, you really talk a lot, and I do. I really like yeah. And I know my husband is saying the same. I
Well, you
should
picked the
talk a
right thing
lot.
to do because
Yeah,
you have to talk a
but
lot.
but so I was. I guess I think it's going to be okay for me to to record all these things. However, like when you record slot challenge, you don't. When you record playing slots, you don't necessarily need to have any topic. You just record slots and that's it. You don't think about content. But
Yeah.
when you're supposed to talk, you need to think about contents. Because very easily, when you lose a viewer or subscriber, it's really hard to get that viewer subscriber back. So yeah, there is that too. It is risky. And you mentioned YouTube algorithm. I do believe that YouTube algorithm is going to punish me because changing the format from five videos, from four videos, 4 or 5 weekly, to 2 or 3, or yeah, 2 or 3 with talk, it's going to that's going to hit me. Yes.
Well, it's a trade-off, and it sounds like you're prioritizing your own life balance and well-being, which is also very valuable. So, you can't be held hostage by the YouTube algorithm forever. So I'm glad
Yeah,
that you're making a
absolutely.
decision.
Yeah, that's how I thought about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have an idea. You're looking for topics to talk about on your Just Talking. You're like, I know that you're a real gambler. You live in Vegas. You've been doing this for a long time. Maybe you can share some of your advice and your experience with your viewers in a way that's valuable. And people are really want to learn more about how to gamble responsibly and have fun and learn, like learn some of the tips that they might not know as recreational players. Maybe you could tell me some of those. What have you learned over the last years of doing the channel, but even as you're in your life as a gambler? How do you approach slots? How do you approach managing a bankroll? I know there's all kind of strategies and stuff out there. We know that there's no strategy to beat a slot machine, but there are lots of different ways to play. Can you share some of your experience with us, maybe stuff that our viewers could use?
Oh, yes. There's no way that you can control slot machine, or like you said, strategy that kind of is. I see a lot of videos that are saying like strategy, and then you play different dinams, different bet and stuff like that. That doesn't change the outcome of machine. But what can change is your mentally, you have more control over yourself, right? Because you have strict rules. So whatever those rules are, if rules are, I'm going to put $100 in, and if I don't get the bonus up to that 100, I'm out. That's perfectly good rule because you're controlling yourself. So it's about, obviously we cannot control machines, but the only way to survive is if we control ourselves. So any rule and all those strategies that you were talking about are kind of somewhat like rules, just different ideas how you can establish rules. So like right now, if someone tell you like just establish rules, you maybe are not able to come up with something, on your own. But all these creators, they're putting outside, like for everyone to see. It's just ideas how you
Sure.
can control yourself. So I'm 100% for it, and absolutely works. If you just need to, and the whole goal is basically when you have rules, then you're avoiding emotions. So you don't make emotional decisions like, oh, let's stay for a few more spins and then I don't know, we'll see how machine behaves. If you're a gambler, there's no like that's machine is designed to pull you in.
Yeah.
So you cannot rely on like, oh, I'll read what machines tells me. Machine is always telling you the same, stay and play more, as what the machine says. And by controlling those rules in casinos are really important for you to control yourself. And additionally, you kind of need to know yourself. For example, I know myself. I am very hard. I like to gamble and I really, really hate to lose. I hate to lose so much that causes me a lot of trouble, right? Because I hate to leave casino as a loser. So I put more money in and more money in effort. Now money is not important. Now it's just important that I'm not a loser, So one of the, whatever I tried did not work. So one of the things that I'm doing is I have a strict bankroll, how much cash I'm bringing with me, and I'm leaving all my credit cards at home and no debit cards, of course. I have one credit card. If I go far, for example, and I want to have at least, like just you driving somewhere, you need to have at least one credit card with you. I have one credit card that I set up limit 300 in
Okay.
case that I go crazy, and I wanna like that credit card has a limit 300
Smart.
to pull the cash. And I feel even when I pull those 300, I don't feel like a loser. It's like I almost thought, okay, this is the max that I can, because I do have the fear to go just with, let's say, $1,000 in casino. I always imagine what if that like machine starts getting hot or warm when I'm at 900, like, like what then? So I like that kind of like a little bit of room, but that's about it. And
Yeah.
if you don't like that way, you are not going to lose more than you cannot more than you can afford. However, those rules are really important because even though you are going to casino with only 1,000 bankroll, nobody can afford to lose each time 1,000. I
Yeah.
mean, not nobody, but most of normal people, right? People with normal jobs and whatever cannot afford it each time when you go to casino. It doesn't matter, it's 5 times a week or 1 time a week, to lose 1,000. So you go to casino with 1,000 because you need to go, you need the bankroll that will allow you to go up and down.
Yeah.
Because if you have only $100, then you better play 50 cents because you don't have enough room to go up and down. But uh, rules, if you were talking about at the beginning, whatever rules you set up, when to move, when to leave machine, all those rules then play the role so you actually leave with some money home.
Yeah.
Also, I have the that often I forget. I have a safe, like small safe like this,
Sure. Yeah.
where 10 $100 bills can fit in, and the keys of that safe are at home. I don't carry it with me because otherwise I would open the safe. I know many people who have keys in the car. It doesn't work if you're a gambler. You will go to the car and you pull, you will find your excuse. So yeah, a lot of rules. And then when you have all these rules, you still can have fun. You really can have fun because then you can really have fun. I think more than because then you don't have that fear that you will go crazy. That I mean, maybe I'm using the wrong language when I say go crazy, but I feel
Yeah.
like
Go too far.
yeah, you go too far because then everything is set up, rules are set up. So like whatever happens, it's really like, hey, either you're going to have luck or not, you're going to lose 300 or win 300, or maybe you're going to win grand. And then you can actually go to casino very often because you don't get carried away. Unfortunately, those rules are hard to follow. So, as for gamblers, I follow those rules very good when I am on my own. I have hard time to follow them when I record because I am looking for that wow effect when I'm
Yeah.
recording to show to people, and that's when I get hurt the most financially.
Yeah. It's a whole different like situation when you're there to make content. There's a lot of other factors that are not there for people who are just there to have fun. But no, I love your advice, and I think that's the way to play responsibly, right? For you as a gambler with all the rules, what if you win a bunch of money? What do you do with the profit? Are you taking a bigger shot, or are you saving that for another day to help your win loss record over time?
I usually when I take a big profit, I usually put like a certain like if it's 80% of the profit,
Okay.
definitely has to go home because I need to have that emotionally to say okay I won,
Like you want to
and
leave
then
with a
I
win.
always go back and put like 10 or 20% in of the profit because I wanna check if I can get more. Sometimes I get more, but sometimes not so much. Sometimes I lose crazy how fast that 10, 20%. But at least I don't feel bad because I don't put more, it's kind of like a decision. You don't want to put everything back.
You play a bit higher than most people, I think. But what advice do you have for people when it comes to different denoms? I have talked to a lot of players who say that a way to lose a lot is to just play penny denoms, and it's actually as long as your bankroll can support it, and that maybe you're okay with playing less volume of spins, that you might have better results playing a higher denom or higher bet size. Do you think that that's true, or do you have any insights about the reality of that?
I don't. I don't. And I think that we just need to watch the other channels, big channels who are playing big bankroll, and the calculation should be in a number of x, how many multiplier you actually want. Like if you play Dragon Link and if you want 10x bonus, that is huge win. It's 10 times your bet. So it's a huge win. You take that win and you go home. So now if you always play 50 cents, that 10x with 100x will be not 10x. Sorry, was I just saying
Yeah, you said
10x?
10x.
It should be 100.
Yeah, yeah,
100 is a good win. So
yeah.
if you play 50 cents, 100 would be $50. That would be okay. A huge win, you leave. So now if you look into money, like if you compare money to money, yes, Angie Slots, when he wins bonus, it's 70, it's like I don't know how many, like he hits jackpot every other spin, but his skin is almost like jackpot if not over
Yeah.
jackpot. It doesn't, like if you do any normal comparison or math, you're going to see that he's losing because percentage-wise, we're all losing, right? We have, depends on casino, return to player is about, I know everyone is saying about 90%. That's so not my case. I track everything, and this year is 70%. Year before was 80%. So it's getting worse and worse and worse. And obviously, return to player that casino calculate is for the life of machine.
Yeah, with
However,
all the
there's no
jackpots.
way for me. Yeah, there's no way for me to calculate that, but I can just do like average return to player per each casino for me.
So do you
So
track all your spins, like all your coin in, and you calculate your
no,
RTP?
no, I'm tracking how much money in, how much money in when I go to casino, how much money
Okay,
out when
got it.
yeah. And it ends up about 70% this year. It's really bad. The previous year was about 75, and because that grant helps.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's basically that means we are all losing. It doesn't matter. Even if you believe it's 90%, we are all losing about 10%, 20%, 30%, right?
Yeah.
So think about it. If one invests millions, how much he is losing, and if you are playing thousands, how much you're losing. So at the end of the day, the higher you play, the higher bet you have, you are going to lose more. The only time that actually makes sense when they say, you know what, if you have, like you go play the max that you can bet, the only time that makes sense if one comes to casino one time and then has $100, and then you know what, there's no point. You're coming to casino only one time. Why would you play 50 cents? You're just like, you're not going to be happy just winning 50. So you go play 2 times $50, you win, and you never come back. That
That's how
perfectly
you win
makes
at the
sense.
casino.
We are all coming back to casinos. So like, like you're losing significantly more money because there's right now, if you go back, if you check all these YouTubers, none of them is positive for a year. And one who says it is,
I
I would
mean,
ask
one
him
in
to,
1,000 is, it's because they hit something huge.
yes,
Yeah.
at the end. So if you're someone who goes to casino often, like even 4 times a year or 5 times a year, absolutely does not make any sense to play $50 bet or 25 or whatever, unless you bankroll can, like all can, unless you can absorb all that loss. Of absolutely, you're going to have fun. That's your fun. That's your bankroll. By all means, you should always do it. But also, I have to say, when you look, I would encourage people to look into bonuses. Like we have right now, a lot of slot influencers with the different bankrolls, right? They're playing a different bet size. So instead of being amazed with $300,000 win, you just check first how much the bet was.
Yeah. Look at the
So
multiplier.
if bet was 5,000, then like that's 60x. That's 60x.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any, like that
$60 win on a
person.
$1 bet.
Yes, that person is not going to go home with 300K and never come back. That person will continue playing $5,000 to spend, and after 60 spins, that person will not have $300,000. So when you calculate the X, basically, I think that older machines before they had like you have better odds and better chances to win something. That's how setup was if you play a higher bet. But
Mm,
now
okay.
machines, like every machine, when you go to that help thing or game rules, you can actually see that most of the, actually all of that I know from the newer machines are actually saying that there's, it's the same, you have the same odds regardless if you're playing $100 bet or $1 bet. So at the end of the day, the point is you need to play what are you comfortable with, so you don't cause yourself a lot of stress, not just financial stress, but emotional stress. Each time when you go to casino, if you're dancing with money that, like that you cannot afford to lose, you're going to cause yourself a literal stress. Blood pressure goes higher. It's a stress. And if you go often to casino, that stress will cause you like your health, So I think that everyone needs to keep that in mind and kind of like, yes, we love to gamble. For example, I made a decision to buy a house in Vegas, even though I'm a gambler. It took me 1 year. First year we rented because I didn't know how I'm going to behave. And after 1 year, I realized, oh, okay, I can control this. This is good. And I find that I better control my gambling here than when I was living somewhere else.
That's
Because when I was
interesting.
living somewhere else, then I uh, I come here with much more money for 2 3 days, and then it cost me more. So I think that everyone needs to just play with how much she feels comfortable with. And I don't think it's true that people should play with the highest bet that they can. I don't believe that's the case, because most of the machines today are built very volatile. Like most of the newer machines are extremely volatile. So sometimes you can take like 100 spins or 200 spins or even 300 to win a bonus that can end up paying nothing.
Yeah.
So what are you doing if you're buying $10 a bet or 15?
Yeah. I mean, I think the RTP, like you mentioned before, can be really misleading with the volatility of new machines, like over
Yes.
300 spins. Like, what's the actual average return to player? It's not good. But obviously, you could hit something huge. So I think people must like it. They must like higher volatility. The casinos like it, and people must like it too, I guess.
Because you get that and they know exactly what they are doing, right? Because you remember. So for example, I remember and I explained to you in details all these emotions that were running through me when I won all those 30 mansions and then whatever 5 moons. I remember that very well. So even though I lost million times after that on these machines, I that pain that when I lost money, I don't remember that. I just remember the thrill, and I
Yeah.
always go back for the thrill. So the thrill is bigger. If machine is volatile, then machine can give you higher pay bonus. If machine is not volatile, it gives you every now and then a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the more volatile machine it is, when that bonus hits, there's obviously potential. It's not certainty, it's just potential that bonus will pay more, and then you will remember, and guess what, you're going to be addicted. You're coming
Well, it's so
back.
funny that it's actually the bigger wins that can cause you to lose more money in the long run. I've talked to so many people that the whole reason they got into it was because the first time they ever went in a casino, they won like $10,000, and then they're hooked.
That is 100% true. I told my friend was maybe like 10 years ago, she was like, oh, because I was talking about, like again, like I lived in California at the time, and I was talking a lot going to San Manuel Casino, now Yamala, all the time. And she never gambled before. So she went with her husband to Vegas. And while he was on some conference, she put like $20 in machine, and she called me very angry. She lost $20. These machines are stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so lucky. And she's like, how am I lucky? I just lost $20. Oh my God, you're so lucky because you're never going to put money back. It's just like, I'm not crazy. Never going to put.
You're like,
Yes,
yeah,
that's luck.
exactly. That's so
If
funny.
you won,
It cost
then
you a fortune to win money.
yeah.
That's hilarious. I wanted to ask you, your channel, I know you've been at it for a bit, like 3 years, but 30,000 subscribers, I think almost 16 million video views on your channel. I wanted to ask what your background is and where you came from and what led to you living in Vegas and starting the channel and getting to where you are now with everything.
I came to you. I am originally from Serbia in Europe, so not Siberia. It's Serbia. Often people are mistaken there. Siberia is in Russia. Serbia is separate country, part of the former Yugoslavia. So never been part of the Russia or Soviet Union or anything like that. But it's a very small country. 7 million people. I think about 7 or 8 million people live there, and they're border with Croatia, Hungary, Bulgaria, Montenegro, Macedonia, and so kind of like it's Europe. So you kind of need like a 1 hour flight and you're everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's kind of convenience. I came here. I lived there until I was 33, and then I left, and it was about, I don't know, 18 years ago or something like that. I'm 50 now. By the way, I'm not hiding my age. So like what, 17 years ago, I came to US. My home state was California. I came there, like it seems like everyone first come to California. And then after that, I learned that after that, basically to build myself, I am well educated. I have master degree in telecommunications. However, I ended up working not in telecommunications, but ended up in supply chain as a manager and a buyer, I would rather say. So not logistics, but rather than, like subcontracting and contracting and stuff like that. That's what I do now. So I lived in 6 or 7 different states in the last just because each time is because of work, right? Each time you find better position, then you move, and then like after 2 3 years you find a better position and you move. My whole family is still in Serbia, so it's just me and my husband here. Right now we have my niece from Serbia visiting, so that's fun. She's here for a month. She just turned 21, so
Oh,
everything is,
very exciting.
yeah, everything is super fun to her.
Hopefully she doesn't win anything in the casino when she goes in.
She's very, I like it. She's very like, oh my God, we're not going to put more money in. So that's very good. I love that. I love that. But I invited her, so she joined my sessions now. So she actually see when I play $5 and $10, and it took me a minute. Like, oh my God, I don't know if it's good idea, like because she will think that's okay, and that's not okay. It's not okay to be a gambler.
You might scare her straight if she sees what the damage can be from $5 and $10 bets. So might be a good thing.
Yeah, I lost the first time I took her with me. It was a session, $1,000 bankroll, and I lost all $1,000 bankroll. And I said, okay, this is, and I said in front of everyone, like, we lost this money, so Nina, my niece, she can see that it's not a good idea to be a gambler. you know. So yeah. So I lived before Vegas. I lived in Utah also because of work, and then we moved here in 2023 after I started the channel. Even in Utah and before California, I worked from home. Actually, after COVID, everyone worked from home, but my company stayed that way, so I could live everywhere else. And because wherever I want, and my husband also worked from home, so we decided, well, you know what, let's go to Vegas. It will be easier for me to record. I will be home more than like in Utah. Like every weekend I had to be in Wendover or somewhere so I can record. So it wasn't fun really. And my husband does not like gambling or casino or any of that stuff. He's showing up in casino only if there is some lunch or dinner or something like that. But he's very supportive of me and my channel. So he's really very
That's cool.
patient. Now we're here and we bought a house here. We plan to retire in 5 years, early retirement. And I need to be very careful not to gamble out my retirement, So like that's what I'm doing now, trying to be more responsible.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Vegas is a fun place to live, even without the gambling. There's so much cool stuff and good food.
And everyone is complaining about the weather, but I find that the weather is actually great. Heat is, yes, high, but it's dry. So if you think that it's hot in Vegas in July or June, go to Utah, for example, or New York, or what like when the humidity
Yeah,
is
no
so
doubt.
bad that you can't breathe, right? So, or Serbia for that matter, they have similar weather like East Coast. It's so yeah, it's not good. So yeah, weather is good. Community is really good. I live on northern side of the town, like in North Summerlin, so community is really good. Everything reminds me of California, and probably because most of the people are from California. But it's not like when you tell people you live in Vegas and everyone sees strip and everyone believes you live on a strip. But no, it's whole another.
Summerlin's nice.
Yeah, where do you guys live? I don't know where you.
Near Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, it's different.
Easy access to Vegas, which is nice. Pretty short flight.
Yeah, that's true. There is a lot of flights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, Dee,
that's
it's been such a pleasure talking with you. We're so excited for you to have a bit more life balance, because I know you've been going super hard on the channel for 3 years, and the numbers show like the success that you've had doing that. But it's exciting that you're getting a bit more balance, and we wish you the best of luck at the slots, in your life in general, and on the channel. And we're really excited to follow along, and hopefully we can check in again. And we're really grateful for you spending the time with us. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and have a great day. That's it. The great night. Yeah, it's already night. Have a great night.